What's up, y'all? It's Dre back with another Persistent Progress video, and it's November. It's a new month. We got a new challenge going on. I got new people that's here supporting what I got going on and I'm doing. They've joined in the Month Strong Challenge, some that I don't even know, as well as people I went to school with or family and friends and so forth. So the people who continuously keep coming back and doing new challenges, whether it's with me or even if you're doing your own challenge, but you still doing the Month Strong Challenge with the same kind of guidelines that we trying to be consistently either adding something to our daily routine or subtracting something for that month just to create that mental stimulation and that mental discipline and toughness. I want to say kudos to you. Thank you for the support, and hopefully I can keep motivating and going through the process with you because this is what I signed up to do, and it's not for any type of gratitude that I want to look to receive or any type of financial type of way, anything like that. This is strictly just out of goodness of my heart that I want to help people in any type of way that I possibly can, that as long as it does make sense for me and my family, all I have going on in my life, but that I'm receiving so many blessings and stuff like that. And I know that how truly blessed I am, that if I'm able to pass on a blessing to someone else to make their life or situation easier or better, then I'm willing to do that wholeheartedly. And that's the purpose of Persistent Progress Movement. That's the point of when I say Persistent Progress Movement, that's what my brand and my company is standing for, is that we are helping ourselves get better in any type of way possible for any type of positive thing that we're doing consistently on a regular basis. But we're also doing this in the sense that we can now be a better person, our own personal self, to be able to help someone else. It's like you need to help someone else. You got to make sure that you're able to help yourself and stand on your own to be able to help them, So that's the point of Persistent Progress Movement, keeping that positive energy, passing on those blessings if you can, when you can, and just doing it wholeheartedly and just doing it with a true meaning, man. And it's going to cycle back around and it's going to be beneficial in your own favor when the time has come and everything is right. So, that's the purpose of me consistently keep doing these videos and staying in tune and intact with all my supporters, gaining more and more, as well as the ones who've been with me from day one and helped me even getting this up and started. So going back into my Month Strong Challenge for November, I kind of pushed off on doing this low carb diet thing because I didn't know too much about the low carb thing and seemed too strict and stuff like that. And I'm not really familiar with that type of the proper way of eating in the sense of carbs and sugars and everything like that. I usually always just just eat to eat. If I need to gain weight, then you eat more. The different things that stick to you, like bread, potatoes, pasta, and meat and stuff like that, that sticks to you, that helps you gain weight, gives you your protein and stuff that you need or whatever for if you're trying to get muscles or just gain fat in general. And if you're trying to lose it, then you cut those things out. So that's kind of where I've been doing for my previous challenges, for going for no meat to, no bread and such and so forth. But with this low carb diet, I kind of just did a little research on Google, not really even too much, but I found basically these two kind of guidelines that were pretty simple, that I could just kind of maneuver around it. Like, okay, I just don't eat these kind of things, and basically I can stick to a low carb diet basically. So really, and overall, I'm only eating for this month, it's just meat, which I'm not really eating really too much of pork or anything anyways, I think, because I went so long without eating it. Sometimes if I eat too much, it'll make me feel kind of sick, but that might be for any meat as well too. But I think especially with pork. But so really I just eat fruits, vegetables, and meat. So that's basically it that I'm eating all for November. So that's the whole diet simplified. And I've been posting on my story. I'll repost it again today or tomorrow as well. That's a list of foods that you should avoid while trying to do this low carb diet. And it goes for things of like drinks, added sugars, and so forth, and candies, all that, sweets, any type of things, chips, potatoes, all different things like that, anything starchy, pastas, bread, all that. And it gives you a list of foods and vegetables and stuff to eat. The vegetables, there's so many vegetables in the world that it only gives you like a couple, 4 basic vegetables, but basically any vegetable, if it grows from the ground, it's plant-based or whatever, it's good to go. It's most likely low on carbs and stuff like that overall. So you just got to weigh in the factors of if it might, play into the factor with your cholesterol, different things like that, which I'm not a professional on for knowing the nutrition side to things like that. So definitely do your research. It never hurts to learn new things and see what you can find. So even just going more into detail about what this Month Strong Challenge, just to help people understand for the company and what I'm doing and why I do this is that sometimes if you stop to think about different things in life that you see, I don't never want to be a person that needs anything. When I say need anything, it's like that I can't go without it and I'm not even knowing or I'm not even aware. And so when I started doing these challenges and I started to think about, man, I need to make sure I can go without doing stuff because I like to be strong and feel like I'm mentally tough. I feel like that everything starts with your brain. And so if your mental thought and your awareness is off and you don't know it, somebody else might see it and they're telling you that, oh, you have a problem, something like that, but you don't really see it. And it takes time for you to more things happen or it get that bad for you to realize, damn, I had a problem way back when they told me. Well, see, that's what I'm trying to avoid and keep from doing this. I think it's like with everything in life and not just even the little things. So that's why I started doing things like I was giving up meat and bread and stuff and so forth, and or sometimes even adding stuff just to create those new habits and positive routines that I can always switch something up and still be okay. I mean, I feel like it just gives you even that confidence to reassure you of how good or great you can be. I mean, if you just think about it, that it's something that's so simple to say you're giving up meat, and then people be like, dang, crazy, like, how you doing that? Or why are you doing that? Such as like, because I don't need it. If something happened in the world where there was a meat shortage and you just go without, you're going to die. And it's like that, I know I'm not. And that's just where I'm at mentally, is that I know that I'm going to be okay regardless of what type of situation. So that's just where it's at, because you think about it as like, can you go a week without eating meat or go a week without eating any kind of bread? And, you think like, oh, I can't, or something like that. And it's like, okay, so change it. Then what if it was alcohol? And somebody that you say that got a problem, you would use your example. You can't go a week without drinking, or you can't go a week without being drunk. And it's like, if it's alcohol, then they have an addiction. They have a problem is basically what you're assuming, what you're saying to them. And it's like, but if it's bread or if it's meat, then you don't have a problem. It's like, it got to work both ways. And just to really stop to think about that is like, damn, you might really have an issue. And it's not that something bad, because of course bread and meat is not as bad for your body as in the sense of a poison as it is for alcohol. But it's not the point of how bad something is. It's the point of that you can be addicted to something and not even truly know it. And not that it's a bad thing in the sense of be addicted, but it's like that in the overall sense, you need to have full self-control over your mind and stuff like that. And that's kind of for where it starts, and that's where you want to keep going, because it can build a true confidence for you when you start to see that, oh, I don't need this. Like I eat this because I choose to and I want to. But if I need to give it up, I can show to you that I can give it up that fast. And so, excuse me. That's what I do for myself, is to really just prove to myself, not anyone else, that there is nothing that I can't really go without for a certain amount of time. That's logical and it makes sense that I'm able to still be healthy or whatever, that there's always a different resource I'm able to use and work and maneuver for with myself. So definitely that's kind of just my take on it, just to really understand that your mental stability matters a lot more than what you realize. And that's what these challenges are doing, is creating that discipline and just showing you how strong you can be, but also how comfortable you have gotten with certain situations that you're not even really aware of until you face that challenge. So each month, that's why I'm saying that I'm here as a life coach, a motivator, an influencer. And I'm not just the type of one that, and no disrespect to any of the influencers, motivators out there that do posts and videos and go to seminars and give speeches and things like that they're motivating you by their words and telling you about their story. But what I wanted to be different with me is that I'm someone from the ground up, and I want to keep doing my same type of functions that I was doing when I first started. When I do this, I furthermore get developed, is that I'm steadily trying to improve myself as we go. And so if I'm telling you to go get better, I'm going to get better as well with you. That's why I don't train people working out. We can go work out together. Anybody that wants to come work out, we can always go work out, because I'm not about to charge you for something that I can be doing for on my own too. So that's kind of just my thought process of just to make me different, whether it's better or worse as far as for myself and any type of gains or results that it could be overall. But that's just kind of truly just kind of my MO for with persistent progress, is that you're not alone with doing this. So it's going to make it that much easier for you, is that we going through this struggle together. That first week is hell, and I'm doing it right along with you, because I'm doing a challenge. We might not be doing the same challenge, but if it's a challenge, then it's going to be difficult at times for me, just like your challenge will be difficult at times for you. So that's a point of my Persistent Progress company, and just it's kind of like a tree is what I'm using it as. It's like you got your foundation starting off as your stump or whatever, and as it's building and growing, it's taking me into different directions as far as the knowledge I'm able to gain and learn. And it's opened up new doors of opportunities. That some is meeting people and networking, and I'm finding out information that, once again, it may not be the most lucrative or even positive or beneficial information that's meant for me, but now that I'm like knowing and learning and willing to learn and observe this type of information that I'm gaining, I can pass that along to the next person, because eventually, again, like, it's going to be a deja vu or a cycle back around, and I'm going to be speaking about that type of information to someone, whether they were talking near me and I jumped into the conversation, or they might have asked me, but I was able to know or knew the person that they could resort to for that type of information. So to speak, of the guy was talking about that his daughter's looking for baseball training, and they're like middle school or such and such or whatever. And I knew that one of my buddies is a baseball trainer, a baseball coach right now, my buddy Jalen. So what I did was I gave him his contact information, Facebook, so he could see the posts that he does for the coaching tips and stuff like that, and just use that kind of Persistent Progress movement to, connect those two together. And see, that's what I kind of mean, just far as for a tree to just expanding and branches off the different ways and things of, you never expect to know that some opportunities, they might die off and fall like trees, like branches on trees do, but more keep growing off from that branch to the next one. Now Jalen's in contact with firefighters and so forth of nature, that good word's going to pass along, and it keeps going from there. So next, even going into Persistent Progress movement, I'm talking about this book that I'm reading. It's called Why the Rich Get Richer. It's a spinoff of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. So a lot of people probably have heard that book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, but definitely check out this book called Why the Rich Get Richer. The amount of information that I'm learning, it got me motivated. I'm over here spamming my little cousins and stuff, teaching them about taxes, different job opportunities they can have when they get older. Like, they 15 years old right now, 15, 14 years old. And they come to business meetings with me. Just even the mindset that I'm taking into these business meetings now that I go into and who I speak with, it just makes me look, I feel like, so much more professional and ready to, bring something more to the table than what they might even thought that I have. So I always like to impress people and just to do my best, even impress myself of how I come in so well-mannered and under control and able to just sit with anybody at the table and be just as well worthy of being at that table as they are, even if they are older than me or more experienced or anything. So definitely check out that book. I mean, it's definitely helped me understand how taxes and money and everything work as far as with wealth, and it's everything that I want to be in life, and it's just helping me understand how to get there. It's just giving me a full blueprint and layout, and that's what I'm basically trying to do for y'all. So a lot of people that I idolize or I like the way they do things, it's not like I can ask them directly how they got there or what they did to get there. And so a lot of those times they put it in the book. You can't just go up to Jay-Z or Charlemagne or I don't know, Kevin Hart, anybody, Bill Clinton, Warren Buffett. You can't go to them directly. You can't call them on the phone or text them like, how'd you do this? What'd you do this for these taxes or for get this real estate? These stocks. And it's like, it doesn't work that way, but they write books, and the reason that's their blueprint right there is in the book. And sometimes we got to pick up these books and read them, and you see what's in there. You might like what you see. And so that's what's happening with me. So it's definitely make sure I do this in the sense that, so when I come into these meetings ready, that I want them to respect my mind, and just when they see me, that they might see one thing, but when they hear me, because that's what I'm bringing to them, that they're going to make sure that they get the full picture. And that's what I'm taking on as my own responsibilities, that how they respect me for when I leave from out that room with them. I think it matters for how you think of it. That if you think small, they're going to treat you small. So always make sure that you're trying to learn just any and everything that you can get out of the situation. Is that when I apply for a job just for something that might be some side hustle money, I also asked about their franchising type of business opportunities that they have. And it kind of blows their mind like, oh, you're into that type of thing? Well, yes, I am. It says, so just to make sure that you can reach your full potential and don't let anybody limit you, because like I said, if you're thinking of yourself small, they're going to treat you small. So that's the episode for today. And thank you for the support for the new people, as well as the people who continually support the Persistent Progress. And we're going to keep moving forward from here.